Welcome back everybody to my channel. My name is Excellent, as you now hopefully know. Now this is my second attempt at recording this, because the entire video during editing had a stroke and probably would have given someone a seizure, unfortunately. So I had to completely redo everything, because I do not want that. I don't want that to happen to anybody. So, this is the very first episode in the Minecraft Beginner Builder series, which I have been saying for a long time I've been wanting to do. Now enough of the intro. I want to get straight to the point, straight to the video, because I know that's what you all are here for. What is the big point? What is the big tip I want to give to you guys this episode? Episode 1 in the series, what do I gotta say? Well, it's, in my opinion, the biggest one to starting out building, and starting out getting good at building. And that is experimentation. Now, experimentation, to some, it might seem simple, experiment with a few blocks, that seems pretty simple, right? Just grab a few blocks in your inventory like I've got here, some jungle wood, stone bricks, all just some typical stuff. Doesn't seem too hard, but that's not what I'm talking about. While that is a big factor in the experimentation aspect of things, experimentation in general is going to help you get a ton better at building in Minecraft. And allow me to elaborate. I want to start it off by showing you all a major example. In fact, I can give you all a few examples of this experimentation factor that is going to help you all get better at building. So, this. You see this? You all probably don't know what this is unless you watched my Creative World tour a few months ago. You won't know what this is. So what is this? Well, let me tell you. It's a watchtower. In fact, it was the watchtower. The picture on screen you see, the one that's in my survival world, guess what? This is what it used to look like. You see, that's what I'm trying to get out here. I didn't like the way this thing looked. In fact, I dreaded the thing. This was when I really wanted to get good at building. I was thinking, let's get good at building. This was before I started my YouTube channel, mind you. So I was thinking, I want to get good at building. This is something I want to do in Minecraft. It'll keep me motivated to play the game. So I made this. And it looks pretty bad if you couldn't tell, and I didn't like it. So obviously, I moved on. I moved on to this bulky thing over here, and I'm not a fan of bulky builds. As in, you can see I destroyed a lot of it, but you can see the floor. No detail, nothing whatsoever. Now that'll be for a future detailed video episode on this, but at the moment we're focusing on experimentation, and this is a prime example of how you shouldn't be building, alright? Don't build things in bulk like this. Unless you have some extreme late game detail skills in Minecraft, I wouldn't recommend it. So I move on to this, and I hate the way it looks. I spent hours on this. Hours upon hours. I'm talking it probably took around 10 hours to even do all of this, because I was quite lazy back then. I'm not as lazy anymore, but I'm still pretty lazy. But you see this, I didn't like it, so you know what I did? I moved on. And not really the last one, it's actually the second to last. This was actually meant to be one of the watchtowers as well. Now, as you can see, it never got finished because I didn't like the way it looked. Now, I do still like it, and I think there's a lot that I can do with this. And you see the middle right here, this was what I was going to use for, the watchtowering area. But guess what? I didn't like it. So you know what I did? I moved on. And that brings us to these two. So I built this, and I finally have the idea in my head, and I'm thinking this is how I want it to look. I like it. This is how it's looking. This is how I want it to be. Finalization. But another issue arises. I didn't like that the neck area right here was too short, because it felt like a watchtower you want to be tall, right? And I felt like it was just a little bit too short. So I decided we'll make it again just a little bit taller. So that's exactly what I did, and this is the final form that you see in my survival world, my Let's Play world, if you do follow that series. That's the one you see right here. So what am I trying to get at here? Well, you could put this under plenty of categories I don't know, don't give up, all that stuff. But I put it under the experimentation category because experimenting with the builds in general is going to allow you to get better at building in Minecraft. This was around the time my video screwed up, so hopefully we don't screw up again here, but as you saw, it took 4 attempts before I finally got onto the last one, building the watchtower. Countless hours building these things, and I hated each one until I got to the final one here. That's where the experimentation factor comes in. Allow me to explain a little bit more, in case you don't get it already. I hated that. I hated that. I hated that. And I did not like this because it's just a little bit too short. So what I'm getting at is experiment builds. I think you should hopefully get the point. But experiment builds. If you don't like the way something looks, leave it there. Don't break it. Leave it there. And build it again. But take some aspects of it and put it into the new one. Notice how all of these 3 builds all have cobblestone in it. Or not cobblestone, stone bricks. Notice how every final form here has stone bricks in it as well. I took aspects of these and moved it into what I found to be the final form of the watchtower. So don't break it. Instead, leave the build that you didn't like there. Don't break it because it looked hideous. Don't think someone's going to judge you because of your bad building skills. Instead, leave it there. And leave it there so that way you can, 1, improve upon it, and then once you finally get to the last final form, you're feeling good about yourself, and you can look back on how horrible your builds were. So don't let yourself get down. Keep your confidence high up, because when I was screwing up every single one of these builds, my confidence kind of bad, because kind of low, because when you screw up 3 builds in a row, it's the motivation kind of drops a little. But instead, what you should do, leave it there, build it again, take aspects from it that you liked, take aspects out that you didn't like, build it again, and just experiment with things. Experiment with things overall. And that is going to instantly improve your building skills. It helped me. In fact, it's the main reason I even consider myself anywhere remotely good at building. I'm not a pro builder. I'm nowhere near as good as building. I'm nowhere near as good at building. There are plenty of other people who are extremely good at building in Minecraft. I am nowhere near those levels, but it's going to, as I keep building, I'm going to continue to improve because I just love building in Minecraft. And if you like building in Minecraft and you really want to get started on building, take this experimentation tip and use it to your advantage. If you don't like, let me sum it up here quickly at the end. If you build something and you don't like it, guess what? Leave it there. Don't break it, just leave it there. Take the aspects you liked from it, and take the aspects you didn't like. Take the aspects you didn't like, throw them out, and take the aspects you liked, put it in a new build, and put new aspects in it. Experiment with new things, new aspects, new blocks, just do new decorations, new shapes, tons of different things, and put it together and continue to do that until you find a form that you enjoy, like I found in the watchtower here. It took me 4 attempts. 1, 2, 3, and then a final 4 before I got to the last one. Now, this was where I really got started. I liked the way it looked. I just wanted to do one last thing, and that was improve the height, so that's what I did. So that's the major point of this video, is experimentation. If you don't like the way a build looks, leave it there, improve upon it, take parts you don't like, put it in a new build, experiment, take new parts from something you probably haven't done before, put it in it, and you see what you got. If you didn't like that one, do it again. Just keep doing it. You see, these things all looked quite different, but they look good. They don't look good. They look sort of similar in a way. They all have the same kind of type blocks to them, alright? You get that? So, I took aspects from each one and just kept putting new aspects on them. So that's really the major point of this video of experimentation. So please, if you are looking to get better at building, in fact, if you're just starting out building like I was just a few months ago, make sure to use this tip. Experimentation, by far the most important thing in getting started on building. And if you don't have patience, maybe not start out with big builds like that one right there. If you don't have good patience, start with something a little bit smaller, maybe something similar, simple like that. But don't let yourself get down. Don't let yourself lose confidence. If you don't like the way a build looks, don't hurt yourself over it. Instead, constructively criticize yourself. And I've said it a million times, and I'm going to stop saying it after this. Take parts that you like from it, put it in a new build, and take new aspects you never used before, and put it in that new build. And eventually, you're going to find something you like. And as you gradually get better at building, you're going to require less and less attempts. Now, occasionally, it might take a few. The lighthouse that is iconic in my Let's Play world, I had to try it once, and it took a good 2 hours before I looked at it and was like, I'm not liking this. I'm not liking it. So if you start out and you don't like it, keep going just a little bit until you really realize that you don't like it, and start new. Start fresh. And that concludes episode 1 of the Beginner Builder series. Remember, I'm sorry for not getting this video out earlier. The whole video, my video editor had a seizure, and so did Twitch, and everything just broke, and if I uploaded it to YouTube, it would have probably given some people a seizure if I had not cut it out at the end, so. And I would have wound up cutting out half the video anyways, and at the end of the video was really where I started talking really important stuff, and I didn't want to cut that out, so I wanted to restart it. Hopefully my video editor doesn't have another seizure today. And if you all did enjoy, please leave a like, consider subscribing, as it helps out a ton. I hope this tip did help you. I have plenty more ideas and plenty more tips to help you guys get better at building. Now, I'm going to try my best to try in a way go in order. I started with the first one being experimentation because I truly believe that it's the one that you should truly kind of start out with. Besides patience and motivation, which I kind of tied that in here, experimentation is going to be the biggest factor in helping you get better at building and getting started at building. If you're intermediate builder like me, experimentation might not apply to you as much, but if you're a very beginner builder, like as I used to be, as you can see, then this tip should hopefully help you a ton. Give me some feedback, y'all. I would love to hear it because I'm not a teacher. I'm not, I just hit my mic. I'm not a tutorial expert or nothing, but, thank you all for watching. You know how it do be, though. Minecraft Map Saturday out tomorrow. And I will see you then.